Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Her Playbook podcast with Devon and Jaden. I'm very excited to be back in the studio. I missed it. We have a little bit of a new setup here, which I love because it shows a little bit of Her Playbook and the white couch.
I know. I cannot believe we are back, and it's even better than before.
I know.
So we are back from our travel tournament. We were in Tempe, Arizona, playing at ASU. And we got to compete against some really good Pac-12 teams and just had a great weekend. We went 3-1, but there was a lot of memories made. And, you know, we just had the best time. The 7-hour bus ride was a little bit tough, but, you know, we made it through.
Yeah, we did.
I thought the weekend was great.
I did too. Do you want to maybe mention what was special about one of the teams we played?
Yes. So my sister is a sophomore on the Arizona State beach volleyball team. So my family have been looking forward to this day for a really long time. Just getting to see my sister in her element and obviously me with UCLA in my element. And luckily we didn't have to play against each other. But just being there with my whole family supporting us is just really special. And
Full circle.
Exactly. And then we got to take some photos after the game, and it was really cute because we're both number 10, and just being there in that moment was really, really special. And my mom was wearing the cutest shirt.
Yeah, she had like a split top, so it was like ASU and UCLA. It was really sweet. And what I loved about that too is that UCLA and ASU both posted the photo and like collabed with each other on Instagram, which I thought was really cute because you don't see a lot of other teams collabing with each other.
I know.
It was really sweet.
I know. I'm so proud of my sister, and ASU had a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, they did.
What did you take from the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the weekend was really fun. I unfortunately was under the weather and I'm just now like coming out of it. So again, the 7-hour bus ride there, not so fun. 6-hour bus ride back, not so fun. But it was honestly such perfect weather because usually we go to Arizona and it's like 80 degrees and you can't breathe and you can't move and you feel hot. It was really nice weather, so there wasn't too much to complain about. I'm really proud of like our team and the way we performed. I think every tournament we've been at is just a new learning lesson. I woke up on Sunday really stressed. Like I could not understand why I was stressed either because I didn't really feel that way coming out of the weekend. But I realized then I had so much to do for the podcast, for social media, for school, for recovering my body and still feeling kind of under the weather. And it's funny because I also never notice it when like I'm actively stressed. I don't think I show it. And then people in my life will comment on it. Like my boyfriend will be like, hey, like, is everything okay? And I'm just not really getting like the sense of it. So that was also a really good segue to talk about like our topic that we wanted to bring up today, because a lot of people always ask and specifically wanted to know for this episode about time management, because that is incredibly hard as a college athlete, as a student athlete in every sense of the word. And I know that you are kind of the queen of time management in my head because you're always telling me to stay on top of things. So do you want to maybe run us through what you think of it and how you deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, time management is something that didn't really come naturally for me.
Yeah.
I think it's something that you kind of have to learn.
Yeah.
And I've picked up a few practices along the way. But for me, on the beach volleyball court, I mean, it's so physical, but also the mental aspect of the game is just so important.
Yeah.
And the way that I feel my best is when I have like mental clarity.
Totally.
And if I'm able to, you know, be free and not have to like think about a million things.
Yeah.
So the way I get to like that mental clarity is by writing stuff down. I have my planner and I'll make my to-do lists, and nothing makes me happier than crossing those things off the list. That is what honestly just helps me like keep everything organized in my brain.
Yeah.
Because without it, I feel flustered.
Yeah.
And that honestly does affect like the way I play, because if I'm just all over the place, like, you know, I'm not going to feel my best.
Of course.
So yeah, time management and preparation and just staying organized has helped me become like the best version of myself and bring it to my game.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm such a huge procrastinator, and that has been with me since I was a freshman in college, high school, whatever it was. It's always been with me. I'm a procrastinator. And I've had to kind of deal with that because I can't always procrastinate all my work. So there will be days where like I would say 5 out of 7 days of the week, I'm not stressed at all and I'm a very like laid back, chill, positive person. But there's that like 1 or 2 days a week where something starts piling on. I have a couple due dates I have to get done and they all always land on one day. And so that day I'm kind of all out of sorts and I'm realizing I have to get this done by 2, but I have a meeting at 3 and then I have to go Uber somewhere at 4. Like I just have a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things I've learned at college at UCLA was from our coach, Jenny, and she talked about this brown bag theory. And it's you take all of those like worries and those little stresses, those deadlines, and you put them in like a brown paper bag and you like leave it outside of the court. And when it's time to practice, like you are so present in where you are because when I'm in practice, I can't control that I have a phone call at 3 o'clock or that I have homework due at 5. So putting it aside and being present where I am is like incredibly important to me. And it's just really helped me enjoy my time and like kind of take out my emotions on the court as well for what's going on like externally in my life. But I think you also can't rely solely on the brown paper bag theory to like get you through your day because there's going to be days where like mentally you're not there and you can't just leave it to the side. And I don't think it's normal to leave it to the side. So there's days where like maybe it's not just the little stresses, but like emotionally and mentally, like I'm having a really hard day. And when those days do come, I make sure to tell like the people who I'm around and like create a safe space because I'm in a safe space and let everyone know like, hey, it's not you. I'm having a hard day. I can't leave this to the side today. And then I also, if it's really bad, then it's like, I'm canceling my day and I'm doing what's best for me and like prioritizing myself 100%.
Yeah, I think that is just gold. I
Yeah.
mean, the brown paper bag theory has helped us so much, you know, in the days where you're not feeling it, you wake up, you're tired, you don't want to go to practice.
Yeah.
But having that visual of the brown paper bag has helped me, and I know it's helped you too.
For sure.
Just so many times. Just the visual of putting things in the bag, putting it aside, and being like present and who you're with and what you're doing can help so much. And you kind of brought it up, but like the me time also is so important. So the days that do come where, you know, you're not feeling it and you can't fake it, like what do you do to make yourself, you know, feel better in that moment?
Totally. I think it is so different in season versus out of season for my me time because when I'm in season, I can barely get half of a day to myself because I have practices, trainings, competition, and I'm traveling all the time. So I can't expect myself to be able to take 2 days off of the sport. But when I do have time to take it off, I'll go shopping, I'll go hang out with my family, my friends, and like do whatever I feel is right in the moment, whether that be going to the beach and filling my cup in different ways. But when it is stuff where like I only have half of a day, we like to say, like on the beach volleyball team, I learned this a while ago, we like to rot. I rot in my bed, which means I am not leaving the room. I'm not seeing the sunlight. I'm watching TV. I'm ordering in food. I don't need to see people. I can do whatever I want. I clean my room and I do everything that I want to do. And I think it is so important for me to do that. And that does not always work for other people because comparison is such a killer here because I used to see girls on their off day who just did the exact same 3-day tournament that I did. They're just as tired. They're moving their bodies just as much. Yet when it comes to Sunday and it's the off day, they're somehow going on a hike and they're going to the beach and they're hanging out with all these people and going out to restaurants. And I used to really compare myself to that, being like, why can't I do more? But then I took a step back, and I think also just getting older, I've realized like that is not what fills my cup. That's not what's going to make me feel best come Monday morning. What's going to make me feel best personally is rotting. And that's what I choose to do. And so I don't really look at those things anymore.
And I am right there with you. I am not that person that's going to go on a hike. I'm going to sit my butt on the couch. I'm going to put my feet up and I'm going to sit on my heating pad. And honestly just watch trash TV. I mean,
it's what works.
It's just like what helps me.
And it works both ways. Like I totally understand. And I think it's awesome for the people who are able to go do hikes and go spend time outside and go do all these different activities.
That's great.
If that's what fills your cup up, amazing. It does not fill mine as much as I have tried. I have dragged myself out of bed multiple times when I was like a freshman or sophomore, thinking that the right thing to do was like wake up at 5:30 and go see the sunrise. no, it's not for me because I was miserable come Monday morning. I was miserable Sunday night, and I just did not enjoy my time.
I mean, yeah, you just got to know who you are and like what
Yeah,
works for you.
exactly.
And there's no special like
No.
recipe for, how to spend on your off days.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be different for each and every person. It's just kind of knowing what's best for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's move into our favorite little questions segment, the things we wish we knew. This episode, we're going to be talking about, beach volleyball. It's such a big part of our lives, and we did get a lot of questions about kind of the format and the scheduling and kind of how that looks.
Yeah.
So let's just get right into it.
Yeah. Okay, so how does beach volleyball work in college?
So beach volleyball is similar to indoor volleyball in the way, obviously, bump, set, spike. But the biggest difference is it's 2-on-2 instead of 6-on-6. So you got to be an all-around player.
Yeah.
You got to know how to pass. You got to know how to set. You got to know how to put the ball away. So yeah, on the beach, it also helps for those who are a little bit shorter, such as myself. I'm able to, be on the court at all times, and I don't need to be 6 feet and above.
Yep.
And that's another thing I love about beach. But in terms of college beach volleyball, there are rankings. So it's kind of similar to tennis in the way it's ranked 1 through 5. So you'll be on a team with, 20 some girls, and your coaches will, pair people together who they think will be best in the lineup. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 are alternates. And you'll square off against other teams, 1s, 2s. So, go down the line. And for your team to win the duel, they need to win 3 out of the 5 games. So what I kind of like about it is that it's a team sport.
Yeah.
You're with your partner, and, you have your own game, but you can win your game and you can lose the duel.
Yeah.
So, you got to be supportive of your teammates, and you got to, just appreciate everyone around you. And it doesn't matter if you're on the 1s versus the 5s, it all matters, which I think is really cool about college beach volleyball.
That is such a big thing, is I think everyone looks at the rankings of the 1s through 5s, and as a freshman, I know people take it pretty personal, I think, when you're getting ranked. So it's like, it's a very apparent of where you're at. But it also means 100 different things. You could be ranked in different positions because you play with some people don't, or you don't work well with one partner, but you work well with the other. And I think that not a lot of other sports have that aspect in it where like you have to almost like let your ego go to the side. It's like, I might not think I'm best in this position, but it's best for the team. Yeah. So it's like you have to let that ego go. And I think a lot of people struggle with that early on. I know I did. Like my freshman year, I wanted to be playing as high as possible whenever I could.
Yeah.
And then I realized that's not what's best for the team. Selfishly, it's what I wanted to be. And I want to be the 1s player who's doing it all as a freshman, but that's not what was going to win my team a national championship. So you kind of have to like move on from that narrative in your head.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Okay. The next question is, what does the beach volleyball schedule look like?
The beach volleyball schedule in college is pretty crazy. It is a jam-packed 3 months. So our first tournament was in the end of February, and our last tournament will be May 3rd through 5th. So it is 3 months. You are traveling and competing pretty much every weekend. And it's very interesting because this sport is very different than others in terms of you're doing tournament style pretty much all season long. So it's, instead of going and competing against one team only, you're going to do a weekend, and it's going to be 7 matches in 3 days. It's going to be 4 matches in 2 days like we just did. And you're touching every team as you can so that everyone can kind of come together and play each other rather than traveling all over to play one match. So that's kind of the gist of it. It goes really quickly. And then we also have our home games. They're in Manhattan Beach, but UCLA is hosting the tournament. And that is one of my favorite tournaments of all time we have this weekend. It's called the East Meets West tournament. So all the teams from the East come out to Manhattan Beach, and we all play against each other because we don't really get that opportunity many times during season because we're in the Pac-12 for now. And so, yeah, that's a really exciting tournament. We're competing on Friday and Saturday, so anyone should come out and watch. It's a really, really fun event.
Yeah. The whole vibe in Manhattan Beach is just screams beach volleyball.
Yeah.
I love, the pier and, the places around
Yeah.
it. Like, it's just such good vibes there. So, yeah, if you're free this Friday and Saturday, definitely come down to Manhattan Beach. There'll be some great, great volleyball games.
Yeah.
And actually sunny weather. We get some sun.
I know. We get some good sun this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your most favorite part about season and your least favorite part?
Tough question. I feel like in season, my most favorite part is traveling with my teammates because my teammates are honestly like the best part about being on the team. And the travel trips are just so awesome.
Yeah.
And they're fun. They're a little bit chaotic sometimes, but honestly, they make for great stories. So that's one. And then another is championships at the end. They're in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and it's just, I can't even explain
It's
the
unlike anything
experience.
else.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of funny because you'd think, why are they in Alabama? But honestly, Gulf Shores is unlike anything I've ever experienced. The sand is like white, and the people there are amazing and so nice, and the whole setup that they put on is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many highs and so many lows that happen there. So, it's a really emotional place for us. And so that's definitely my favorite parts about season. And my least favorite part about season is just because our schedule is so packed, there's limited time to kind of do the things that I love to do.
Yeah.
I love to go home to San Diego and spend time with my family and my friends, and my dogs. So I really miss that a lot. But after season, I'll be able to go home and see everyone. So it ends up making itself out.
Yeah.
But what are yours?
Mine is definitely the team aspect is my favorite part. Like over summer when we're competing on the professional tour, it's just us. So like you don't have that 18 other people in the staff like backing you behind like what you're doing. So I definitely love that team aspect, and like it just goes without saying like our team is incredible and like the people on that team are incredible, and I'm very lucky to go to UCLA. So like that all goes with like my favorite parts of season is just being there with people. I think the lows for me are just like the negative emotions that come with the sport. Like you put so much pressure on yourself. You're training like so many days during the week. You're putting your body through hell and back just to like compete and go out in these games and win, really. And so when you don't, and you have to take that 6-hour bus ride back after you lost, like that is not a fun feeling. So even though I can step out of it now that I'm a fifth year and like be appreciative of even feeling those emotions, like and getting to experience it, being in the thick of it is a really hard thing to do. So that's definitely like my low of the season is just going through all those emotions.
Yeah, it's so real.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of already answered this, but where are championships?
Championships for NCAA beach volleyball are in Gulf Shores, Alabama, like you said. They're in May 3rd through 5th. And they changed the format I think 2 years ago, where it used to be double elimination. So you felt kind of safe when you lost a match because you were. Now they're not because they're expanding and they put more teams in the tournament, which I think is amazing. And it's growing our sport immensely and getting way more people involved, which I love. So it's single elimination now, which is scary. But this is actually the last year they're going to be hosting it in Gulf Shores. They actually transitioned to Huntington Beach next year, as you know.
Yep.
Which is so odd because like Jaden was saying, like Gulf Shores is the best place for NCAAs, in my opinion. Like it's just been such a home for me. But I think we're so lucky because now we don't have to pay $700 to go get a flight to Gulf Shores to go watch our teammates next year. Now we just get to take a quick drive.
We'll just road trip together.
I also think it'll be really fun to see what it does for the sport, getting everyone to get involved in NCAAs and having it in California, which is like the heart of beach volleyball.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a really cool experience.
I totally agree. I mean, selfishly, I'm a little bit excited that we have one more year in Gulf Shores to play. But next year, being a fan, I will just thoroughly enjoy getting to drive there and watch our teammates compete and just cheer them on and kind of get to see it from a different perspective. So I am really looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what are your 3 favorite products this week?
New products.
I know, new products. Hit me with them.
I've been really into the the slicking hairstyle.
Yes, you have. And you should really go check out her Instagram because it looks insane.
Okay. Well, my teammate Ensley, shout out Ensley, she's been helping me with my little slick back hairstyle to keep my hair out of my face when I'm playing. So there's this little slick stick that kind of gets your flyaways back so they're not in your face. So that's my number one. Number two is the Poppy probiotic sodas.
Yeah, so good.
They're like a healthy soda, and honestly, they taste amazing. And I definitely have like a little craving for a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
And it's just a healthy alternative, and I love Poppy so much. So that's my second. And then third, I was looking for some new clothing products, and I stumbled across Amazon.
Yes, you did.
And I found these little t-shirts, which I think
they're really cute.
Are really cute, and they're really good material and super affordable. So they came in a pack of 3. Highly recommend. Love
it.
How about you?
I took more of a health and wellness approach this week because I'm really trying to get into that like era for me.
Okay.
My 2 products are from the same company, Lemmy. I tried Lemmy for the first time. I've used their melatonin products before, but I tried their like new probiotics and their new supplements. And the first one is the Lemmy B12. It's like this energy supplement. It's like the matcha one. And so when it hits like Tuesday or Thursday midday, we have practice at 1 p.m. and it's 12 o'clock and I'm like half asleep because like some reason I just can't get my energy up. So I started taking those only on Tuesday, Thursdays. And I don't know whether it's just like a placebo effect or not, but like I really have seen like my energy increase coming into practice.
Wow.
Not to like the caffeine amount, which I like because I don't want to feel like that heart racy feeling. It's like very subtly like energized, which I love. The second Lemmy product is the Lemmy Chill. And so when I go to bed at night, sometimes my mind races, but my body's exhausted and I like cannot go to sleep because of that. I just get excited about the next day. For some reason, I get like waves of motivation at like 11 p.m. and I'm like, oh my God, I need to do everything, blah, blah, blah. And so I started taking those at night and I really have felt like chilled out before I go to bed. But I took it before practice because I was feeling a little anxiety and it was in the morning and I felt really weird after. So I wouldn't recommend taking it maybe like before a workout or something. I think it's just a nighttime thing.
Okay.
So those are my 2. The third one is this Cicaplast from La Roche-Posay, I think you pronounce it. I have cracks everywhere on my feet because we have been in like the dry sand, the dry weather, and it is disgusting. I can't even look at it myself. My trainer doesn't want to look at it either. She puts gloves on every time. So I've been applying that and it's been helping. I've only done it this week, so I need to like increase the amount, but I think that's gonna be a life-changing product for me over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, this girl was playing the volleyball game with just one sock on her foot because of her cracks.
I had
in her
little
feet.
cracks in between my toes because it was all cracking. So it was like little paper cuts every time I was stepping on the court. It was horrible. And I was sick and it was hot and I couldn't breathe in the air. But I'm better now.
Hey, we're moving on.
We are moving on.
We're headed to Manhattan Beach this weekend.
Yes.
Again, we are so excited to play that tournament. I think it's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that wraps up this second episode.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the channels. Thank you very much. And we can't wait to see you next.
Bye, guys.